Hello, I'm Kyle Loxton, joined by Kyle, and you're now listening to the SoulInsights Podcast. Let it rain, be the forecast. C&K coming through with a new broadcast. UK raised at a show on the dog tag. Everything changed, but we always stay on track. Straight face in the place, yeah, I'm on that. Every week a new episode on tap. Same phase, new pace, better contact. Socials, SoulInsights Index, we follow that. Follow that. Follow that.
We have a guest on today, it's Katie.
Hi.
I guess you're a strong festival goer, so
Yeah.
we can. What did you say?
Strong independent woman.
Yeah. On top of that,
Duh.
like a festival goer, so we can talk about stuff like that. And
Yeah.
sorts. So we just kick it off.
Yeah, go for it.
So music recommendation. What are you going to say, Katie, for this SI Pod playlist?
Obviously, the 1975.
Right.
You
They're-
said that.
They're literally my all-time favourite band, and anyone who I meet that doesn't know them, I just think, how the hell do you not know this band already? Because they're so good.
Exactly. They're massive now.
They're so good live as well. Like, they put on the best shows. Their production is insane.
When he's dry humping the stage or something.
When so Matt Healy, he'll get like he gets a bit of like raw meat and he eats it,
Cool.
and it's like a thing he does, and he does this thing where he like touches himself and crowd goes wild.
I mean, he has like a bottle of wine and fags, isn't it? That's literally what he does.
He goes through about a bottle of wine at a show. It's
Sounds like
insane.
He's quite, he's quite sound, to be fair. Like his gig, even if you're not a massive fan of it, I think you would quite like a gig
Yeah.
of theirs, to be fair.
Yeah, it's just good vibes, and the crowd. Every time I've seen them, they've just been friendly.
Yeah.
It's you go to some gigs and it's all fights and everyone's acting like a dickhead. But
No, that's not too bad. You
I
get a
don't
mixture.
know. But
Right,
yeah.
from that, what era of 1975? What song?
What song?
Yeah.
Oh, so
You can't just put the whole 1975 in the
the
playlist.
Discovery. No, I am very old school, but the new album is really good.
Yeah.
I think if I was to suggest a song to anyone, I would probably say Paris. 'Cause
Right.
it's just real chill vibes.
Okay.
It's easy to just listen to, and then you go and you have like something completely different, like People, which is
Yeah.
in your face, and yeah.
What's Paris about?
Paris.
Just fucking in Paris.
I don't know.
I'm
I don't think like there's an actual story. I don't even know if he's talked
Podcast.
about it.
All right. Okay, so that's getting added to the SI Pod playlist. TV, film, game, mate.
Suggest watching any TV or films.
Yeah, have you got any TV,
Yeah.
film?
Do you know what? I'm rewatching You at the minute. You know when
Oh,
he's
thank
like,
you.
"Hello, you."
Right.
Not you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know
what
that
you
way
mean,
he's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
a
The
bit
one
of a
with the dude.
psycho.
Yeah, yeah. The weird
The
neighbour,
douche.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really
He
good.
pervs on everybody basically, don't they?
Yeah,
It's got a couple seasons of that.
2 or 3? 3.
I'd say 4.
Film, do you know what we could do?
Wow.
Barbie.
Hey, blonde.
Barbie.
I'm a Barbie.
Oh, Barbie,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was banging film.
Any
That
other
was really
films?
good.
That any other
Barbie.
film? Well, I recommend Barbie.
It's just like
I think you'd actually quite like Barbie.
Barbie. Yeah, it doesn't look like a bad film to be fair.
Nah, to be
It's
fair,
It's
good.
not like it's Barbie. There's more to it. isn't
Yeah.
there?
Well, I remember
Can
before
enough.
we went,
Can
you were
enough.
like, "Oh, it's going to be a musical," and I was like, "No, it's just got music in it."
the start song, isn't it? The Barbie song, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's the closest. And then Ken doing his little
I
thing.
mean, if you like Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling,
Exactly.
it's a good movie. Well,
He likes
Tell me
Ryan
about it.
Gosling, Yeah.
no,
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah. The whole time he was like, "Oh, Margot Robbie."
Exactly.
Oh my god.
She's banging in
All
that
those
film.
feet. The feet. Yeah.
Flat feet, isn't it?
It was good. It was a good movie though. I'd suggest it to anyone.
Yeah.
I'll watch it online somewhere.
Wait for it to come out.
I
on
think we should
Prime.
watch it for the joke, especially the effects. Remember when he
Yeah.
ran into the waves and that? Like,
Yeah.
It's just jokes, like you'd laugh at that.
It's really well like directed, I think, because
Yeah,
it's just different. And Will Ferrell's in it, and he's hilarious.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
He's big time.
And, you know, Margot Robbie. So you can't go wrong, can you?
There you go then.
You doing a game?
Red Dead.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, because that's the new one that came out.
Because
isn't
it came out now, and yeah.
You don't game at all, do you, Katie? You
I
wouldn't
don't.
do that.
I mean, I used to like years ago.
Really?
What
What did you
game?
play?
Go on, just name a random
Yeah.
game.
I used to play
from many years ago.
CS all the time. CS:GO.
Wow. I remember someone saying
no,
that.
no, wait, we do not recommend this.
But I was like 14, 13 at the time.
Do you get like real money from doing that? I'm pretty
If
sure.
you're
I don't know.
esports, yeah.
I'm poor CS:GO. You open.
Oh, yeah, you can open your
crates, don't you?
cash. Yeah. It's like opening, I don't know.
What did you do
It's
on
like
it? I
buying
don't
a
know what
lucky,
it is.
It's like buying a lucky dip on the
Is
lottery.
it?
You're not going to get anything good, are you?
God knows what it is. What is CS:GO?
It's a shooting
It's
game.
It's just a
You're right.
shooting game. It's literally
Yeah.
just a shooting game.
But when you die, you die. Just think of search and destroy.
Wow, that sounds lit. No, I'm just...
If you die, you die. That sounds lit.
Okay. Right, we're doing Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows by John Koenig. Chapter 3, montage of attractions, finding shelter in the presence of others, and the word is hickering.
Hickering?
It's like a made-up word. So, it is the habit of falling hard for whatever pretty new acquaintance happens to come along, spending hours wallowing in the handful of details you can gather about them, connecting the dots into elaborate constellations, even imagining an entire future together, images that have no particular purpose except that they're kind of fun to think about.
Basically, you thinking about Margot.
Well, it's meeting up with a stranger, like,
It is, isn't it?
on a train or something, you're meeting some fire person. Girl on the platform, smile, it's the best smile.
Seems a bit intense.
Do you not think? Planning out a future's a bit wild.
You
isn't
see
it?
somebody
Yeah.
once and you think,
You're like,
I'm having
you
kids
plan
with
out
them.
how you're going to die together at 100 years old.
And what your kids' names are and
All
stuff.
of a sudden, she's not there anymore.
Surely you would have met. And what about a festival? 5 people at a festival?
do you know what? You
Not
know
so sorry.
when we went to see Bring Me?
Yeah.
So I don't think I was with you at this point. I think you moshed away. But the pit opened. I think it was for House of Wolves. And this guy went like this to me
Right.
and like ran at me and then choked me. And I was like,
Good. Remember that girl with Don Broco as well that made out with you randomly?
what the hell? I was like, did not
Girl.
consent.
Yeah, girl
Yeah.
made out with Katie, like just
Literally just a random girl. She literally grabbed my face and was like, and I was like,
What's
did not
going on
consent to
there?
this, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Imagine
Wild.
two guys did that.
Christ. What about you? Come on.
Well-
Tomorrowland, there's been some fire, I'm not going to lie. Come on, Brazil.
There is everywhere you go, really. It's something like that.
Ibiza. That was one, wasn't
Yeah.
it? But not so far. Yeah, I can imagine like
Amsterdam.
you're getting a bit like, wow, there's like fire people. Especially if you travel, because you like travelling as well. Imagine
Yeah.
Italy, isn't it?
Oh
It's
my god,
fires,
the
isn't it?
Italians.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I do like the Italians. They're so
Eye
nice.
candy, isn't it?
Just anybody buying.
But then you said like, is there eye candy and then is there like serious, isn't there? Because there's something that looks nice.
No,
Amsterdam
so
was fire.
there's one thing you'd get with hoes, but you wouldn't marry hoes.
Fair enough.
Basically, I can't
Hoes ain't
remember
loyal.
exactly what it was,
Hoes
but it
ain't
was something
loyal.
like that.
Yeah.
Why'd you always go for the loud, fiery ones? Oh, they're the ones you just fuck, but then you've got the quieter ones that you'd settle down with.
Right.
Essentially.
Interesting.
It'd be better if I knew what the actual thing was instead of just saying random
Well, you've got the
shit.
Amsterdam windows and then you've got the...
You've got the Amsterdam windows and then you've got the sweet, innocent people. Yeah, basically.
To be fair, we're thinking about going to Italy though. Where would you recommend going to Italy?
It depends what kind of holiday you want. If you want like
Vibes. I mean, Venice looks quite nice, but isn't that like
Venice
lovey-dovey
is
though?
nice.
Yeah, it's always flooded. I know it's a wet place, but every
Like,
time
yeah.
I've seen it, it's been flooded, like fully fucked.
One of the TikToks did look mad.
Oh,
for Venice.
Spider-Man flooded. Like that just goes fuck them, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
The fucking water monster.
Would you say like Rome and that? Is that overrated?
I haven't been to Rome since I was a kid, but when we went in August and it was just too hot.
Mm.
But I would always go back to Verona if I was to go anywhere because it's just like stunning. It's
Not
so
as touristy.
pretty.
Shame they got a shit football club, but
I mean, you got Florence, but that's Assassin's Creed, isn't it? But-
Florence is nice. They do in Florence. They do these things where it's like a wine window and it's like a little hole in the wall. You ring this bell and people give you a glass of wine.
Oh, banging.
But it's only in Florence.
Do
so
they
if
get
you
pissed
like-
off if you put ketchup on pizza as well? I imagine they do.
I don't know. I've never done that, but I
I
wouldn't
might
be
do just
offending
to
Italians.
piss off a waiter. Just ask him to go over there. Like, look at this British butty. Right.
anyway.
Off topic. Right, we're going on to topic. Festivals. So what should we go? Should we start off
I
festivals?
don't know. You know what you're saying.
Would you... how are we going to start here?
Ask random questions.
Bottom line, would you rate festivals?
Yeah, I think so.
Stay in
Worth
on day
going.
passes.
I think
Worth checking out.
if the lineup is full of people you want to see, then stay. But if
Mhm.
there's only one day you want to go, just day trip.
Okay, would you go, if the lineup sucked, would you still go to a festival? For the vibes? Or would you go for the music?
I always go for the music.
Mhm.
I never go for
I
the
probably
vibe.
would go.
Unless it's like one of those festivals where there's like other things going on than music.
What about Boomtown and that? Because that's probably seems
Not
more of a
my
vibe,
thing.
doesn't it?
Not my thing.
Because that's like just drum and bass, isn't it?
Yeah, really not my thing. I think I would just hate it.
Mm.
People would annoy me. I'd be like, oh my god, turn this noise off.
Just
It's like us in Ibiza.
a bit like Tomorrowland as well, though, isn't it? Because a lot of that's EDM, isn't it? So
Well, the whole thing's EDM.
the music's just like in your head all the
Constantly,
time.
yeah.
But visually it looks nice.
Yeah,
But we're probably more there for the lineup, isn't it? Like if there was Eminem there, you'd hold out the festival, even if it
Yeah.
was like a bad vibe. That gig's decent, so it's kind of worth the trip for the festival, isn't
yeah.
it?
Well, it's like when we did Truck this year, it was like torrential rain. The mud was insane. And like all my friends had left. They all went home on the Saturday, but Royal Blood were playing the Sunday. And I was like,
Exactly.
just stick it out because they're going to
Yeah.
be so good. And they were. And I just think it's if you've got the ticket right, just stick it out. Even if you hate it, just think, oh, do you know what? I've spent the money. What am I going to do when I go
Have you
home?
done Glastonbury?
I haven't, but I really want to.
Because I reckon that's probably a definition of like just a vibe.
Yeah.
Surely there's so much going on. Like you said, it takes like half
Yeah.
an hour to walk from stage.
There's so much stuff going on outside of the music. Like you have all the little like villages
Yeah.
that have like so many things going on. So even if there was no one you wanted to see, you would still be busy all day. There's
Exactly.
so much going on.
It'd be cool to go just to see that sort
Yeah.
of setting of it, because I guess that's more festival, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
the actual village aspect, rather than just like, all right, here's our lineup schedule.
Yeah.
We're going to treat it like a gig sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I get you.
What about you? Just whatever goes, isn't it? I think
I'm
I'm more music though, isn't it? 'Cause imagine if like Suicide
just
Boys
turn
Logic
up.
and NF, you'd be loving life, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So,
I
well,
should
like,
say,
Boardmaster's like shaped
all
behind
of
the
them.
bin, isn't it?
all of them. Tomorrowland I just turned up, Boardmasters just turned up, and Snowbombing I just turned up.
Do you
And
camp in a tent?
Tomorrowland was fucking jokes. I'm
Tomorrowland
not gonna lie.
yeah.
You would hate that.
Why?
Our vibe with that. What was it? Like we had a we had a tent. We had to try and like figure out like where to go. You know, our typical
God.
festival vibes.
Yeah.
We pitched it, and then we couldn't be asked to fill our inflatable beds, so we just slept on the flat.
Oh,
We
for
slept on the
God's sake.
inflatable bed uninflated.
So it was like hard floor
Mhm.
Yes.
and cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, no, it
Lucky
wasn't
Arrow.
cold. It was
And
like
that was your
30
first festival.
degrees.
And I'm not the best person to probably show you a
Let's
first
see.
impression, to be honest. But then Boardmasters just slept in the car, so that was another fun vibe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then Snowbombing, we actually had a bed actually.
We actually had a hotel, so
Yeah.
that was alright, yeah.
Do you think it's better to get a hotel than camp?
Depends what you're doing.
Depends, yeah, because like you said, if you're comparing snowbombing, you're like in the mountains and
Yeah.
snowboarding and stuff, so you're like chalet vibes. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily like you'd say Reading, where it's all
Yeah.
like you camping in a field.
Imagine
Which-
being in a tent at Snowbombing.
Tomorrowland's probably
Fuck
closest, because
that.
imagine we're trying to find our fucking tent in Tomorrowland. You know how big the camping venue in Tomorrowland
We looked
is?
for about
Mental.
an hour.
Really?
Yeah, like
We looked for about an hour and we just thought, should we just give up and sleep on the
Yeah.
floor? And we wandered around a
Tripped
bit
on a
more.
guide
Oh
rope
my
and
God.
That looks familiar. And then we got there eventually after about 2 hours.
and
but
summing up different crowds, right? So on Tomorrowland, Kyle tripped on a guide rope. People were shitting themselves. Like they're
It
probably
was
really
them.
concerned for his health. Imagine in the UK, someone tripped on a guide rope.
So
No
what?
way!
my
Exactly.
initial reaction, I tripped over it and people there in the background like, oh my god. And then, yeah, the first thing I said to you was, imagine that was UK, it'd be
Exactly.
way...
But you didn't know the
Yeah.
UK vibe, and I said, if you
Yeah,
saw
but
that, Kate,
just
you'd be
knowing UK
laughing.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
It happens all the time, especially at night, because obviously most of the guy ropes aren't like, you can't see them.
And you're
And like you
drunk.
get people and you'll hear people just fall and everyone's just like,
Exactly.
dickhead.
Okay, speaking of that, then change the crowds. You haven't been to like a travel one, have you?
No, I've never
for
been
it.
to a festival
Would you
abroad.
travel for one, or would you
Yeah.
stick to UK? Because you're probably a UK veteran now, aren't you?
Yeah, I've done a lot of festivals in the UK now, but I think if there was a couple bands doing a festival abroad in like one place, I would
I
definitely
like the
go.
Malta thing, like we were going to do. Isn't it,
If
that
yeah,
one?
the Bring Me the Horizon one,
Yeah.
because that looks insane, but yeah. What?
Load of
Basically,
goths.
bring me the horizon.
Well, it's like they were in charge, isn't it? The whole
Yeah.
thing. So it's like it's that music, but imagine going to a really sunny place dressed in all black, like goths going somewhere like just raving out.
A sea of black.
But like you
Yeah,
said,
but you know
abroad.
it's big T goth bitch vibes.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's
So
like-
it's like minimum.
That's what you said,
clothes.
Yeah.
that's what you
So,
said.
yeah.
But we did say, like, again, that's probably so purely for the lineup. You would want to travel. You wouldn't want to just go just for the sake of seeing
Yeah.
what a European or
No,
maybe
I
even
would.
American-
It would definitely have to be because somebody I want to see
yeah,
is there.
make the effort.
You know.
That's different,
Yeah.
isn't it? All right.
Which is different to what I say, because, yeah, as I say, I just turn up.
You go for the vibe.
At least you got a
Like
different vibe.
that. He says, do you want to go here? I'm like, okay.
But even if you said like your first impression, wasn't it? Was tomorrow? It's like one of the biggest festivals in the world.
It's the
bucket
biggest
list,
EDM
isn't it?
festival in the world, and it's one of the biggest festivals. Glastonbury's bigger, technically.
Which I
Nice,
feel like
nice,
it would
nice.
be a vibe going Glasgow, because I think
Yeah.
it again that'd just be completely even to the other UK ones. I think
Yeah.
Glasgow's just like you said, the age difference is probably mad.
I think at Glastonbury everybody
Mhm.
goes. You know, you get kids going, and then you get like
Yeah.
older people going. And
Different
it's-
fields
it's-
probably have different.
Yeah, it's
things
just
in that.
completely. Well, that's because the lineup's so mixed, isn't it? Every
Mhm.
time you look at the Glasgow lineup, it's all different age stuff. Like you'll get some really old timer bands, and then you'll get like newer stuff, and it's yeah.
Exactly.
It just seems like a really good one to go to if you're into everything.
Yeah, it would be decent.
Yeah.
Alright, speaking of the crowds,
I
what would
think,
you rate a UK crowd
Out of 10.
out of like
1 being tame and 10 being fully
wild?
fucked.
Yeah, send yourself because
I'd
I feel
say,
like
like-
you've gone into mad scenes.
Yeah, I'd
Of
say
course.
like an 8.
What triggers it? Do you reckon drum and bass crowds?
I
if you
think
know you're
it's
going to be a
more-
wild, rowdy crowd, you know you're going to be in one before it starts.
I think it's drum and bass stuff and I also think it's like not rap, but like look
I
at
know
like artists like H, right? So he did Reading
Really
once
attracts.
a couple of years ago, and his crowd was just like insane. It was so fighty. I didn't go because I was like, fuck that. And there was a story about this girl. She got her finger trapped in the barrier, and she had to get it sliced off because people were just shoving her, and it was just like nice. It was just mental,
Tasty.
but I think that kind of music definitely, for some reason,
I back
attracts
that
that
to
kind
be
of
honest. 'Cause
crowd.
I was with like Wireless. That's all that music
Oh
is.
my god!
And
Yeah.
Travis, like when he came on, the crowd is.
Yeah.
And like you said, that story, isn't it? It's Italy, isn't it? It caused
Travis
like an
Scott
earthquake.
caused an earthquake.
Yeah.
Because the amount of people, like even that gig, obviously that happened, but like you can just tell, like it just hypes. So I don't get why, because there's more like mental music that gets you riled up.
Yeah.
I guess it just attracts like.
If you
The
go
type
to
of
like,
people.
if you could go to see like Slipknot, who
And not
you
be
know
battered
are
as much.
insane, and you would not hit the floor in that crowd. Somebody would pick you up before you hit that
Exactly.
floor, and you get looked after. But if you go to one of these, if you go see Travis Scott, you might die.
Well, you do die.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's I
It's
don't,
like
I don't
Brinley,
know
isn't
why.
it? Like they say, like if someone falls down, pick them up. They'll
Yeah.
say it, won't they? Because I think
And
rock
they
bands are
stop
used
it.
to it.
They
yeah.
stop the gig and they're like, get this person up now.
Remember Stormzy? I don't know. We went to Bournemouth. I think it was with Rhea, but he had to stop the crowd because they had a drone going through and they saw the heat signatures. And
Yeah.
like when Stormzy came on, that was when he was first coming through,
Yeah.
and the whole place was just dark red because
Yeah.
everyone was there. And he had to stop it, saying like, "Guys, push back from the front barrier." I've never been a front barrier.
Yeah.
I guess you know what it's like getting squished.
Yeah. No, it's
'Cause
awful.
Getting squished against another person's fine because they'll move, but
Yeah, but
a
when you're
barrier
against
ain't
metal,
moving, so
yeah,
it's like you're gonna not
it's
breathe
tough,
really.
Yeah.
So it's vibes of High Ibiza.
Oh my god.
David Guetta came on,
Overpacked
and
as
it was
shit.
overpacked. They even admitted it was
They
overpacked.
oversold the
Really?
event.
And you
Oh,
could
right.
not move. Like you were stood. If you stood at the bar, you were getting
Yeah.
forced into the bar. That's
Oh my
right at the
God.
back.
And
as
when
well.
David
But that's
Guetta
when
came
it
on.
becomes dangerous.
Exactly.
Like,
So say it's a 500 capacity. There was 1,500 people in there.
It was
kind of
wild.
thing. It was.
like,
It was
So bad.
fucked. We
load
had
of
to
people
leave.
said,
Didn't we?
yeah, I
Like,
couldn't do it too much because I probably overheat too much. And
yeah.
that wasn't outdoors either. It's just like inside. So all you're smelling is like, you know, sweat and
Sweaty
perfume.
armpits,
and
yeah.
it's like, it's not clean air.
Think
So
how I feel. I'm 5 nothing, and like
Exactly, you'd
I'm
hate that.
like literally like when we went to Inhaler, we went to see Inhaler at the O2 Academy in Bristol, which is a tiny venue,
Yeah.
and it was just like rammed.
Especially
Like,
the bottom part, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then
you,
I
the
was
two other
just
people
like,
come over here. And it's like,
I was just like,
fuck
I
that.
can't even breathe down here because it just got way too hot, and
Yeah.
it gets to a point, you know, you're getting shoved constantly, and you just think, oh, fuck off.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's what High Beefer was like. That
Yeah.
day. Like, your personal space was gone. Like
yeah.
literally,
Okay.
people right next to you. But well, just
Go on then.
mad.
So, English or foreign crowds?
Oh, I don't know because I
What's,
love
the,
the UK.
what's the difference?
difference is
Yeah.
like behaviour.
English
In there.
people are fucked in the head.
Well,
Yes.
we had one where like you're setting off road flares, isn't it? You've probably seen that.
Yeah.
And like throwing crap, all sorts, isn't there? Like
Yeah.
So-
even something metal, like you know, like obviously we'll go on
Oh
to the
my
camping
God.
side, isn't it? But like
When
just
I-
the crowd, like
I literally went to Bordy's for the day a couple years
vape
ago.
pens everywhere.
And this kid, he must have been like 14. He picked up, I'm not kidding you, a rock the size of my head
Fucking
and just launched it. And I was like,
hell.
if that hits someone, that's
It's gonna
definitely
kill
going to
them.
give someone
Exactly.
concussion. Like,
Kill them, yeah.
I just feel like people just don't care.
Or like
but
the last
it's-
day at a festival, everyone's appearing like in their tent, or they throw their lilo on it,
Yeah.
or something, or their airbed, or something like that. Like, because all their
Well-
camping gear, they just launch on it, and
At Reading, they get all these fires, don't they?
they set fire to all their stuff, and
Yeah,
they just gather around.
it's
it.
like known for it. And they've banned campfires this year, which thank God. But like, you know, we'll be in the arena
yeah,
and we get all these
Stuff's
notifications
all
being like,
gone.
there's huge fires going on in these camps, like please be careful. And you're in the arena like, oh my god, is my stuff getting burnt right now? Like,
mad, isn't it?
yeah,
I'd love to
it's-
see like whether Tomorrowland was like that. We just were in a safer part, or unless no one
No.
seemed like they gave off that vibe.
I turned around to him and said, "Launch your cup."
Oh yeah.
You launched it. You're the only person to throw anything, and the person that hit, he was like looking around so innocent, like what has just happened to me? Like how dare someone
like,
do
great.
that? In England,
Yeah.
it was fucking shoes,
Yeah.
It's just a little plastic cup, like,
clothes,
you know,
fucking
People.
vape pens.
Exactly.
People, yeah, vape pens were the worst ones. So
Yeah.
That
they are
flare
like
was
rocks,
wild,
and you
though.
launch them.
wasn't it?
A flare directly above our heads, and then I've still got holes all over my shirt.
Kids like,
where I burnt
girls
it.
wearing like bikinis next to us, and it's
Yeah.
like all this like massive like bits of like hot ash dropping
Yeah.
on your shoulder.
Yeah, think about how dry it was.
Exactly. That that would have set.
Yeah,
That
if
would've
it had gone on the ground, the entire ground's gone. It's like
Wow,
an Australian
isn't it?
wildfire. Yeah.
so
But I do like a
dangerous.
UK vibe though, because it is a bit like football hooligans. Like it just
Yeah,
is
it's
like it's
crazy.
wide, isn't it? And
It's
I think
good though.
Tomorrowland was a bit of a wake up call. to be honest, just seeing that. I mean, it was still a lit festival, but like, compare it to like, even just when Ballmaster's in it, just how mental that is. Just to see Wombats. like Mike Garrick's like the biggest DJ.
It's crazy, isn't it?
You'll have to just do a European one, Kate. You'll have to see it.
Yeah,
Because you've seen so many UK crowds now. I guess that's what you're used to.
No, I've always said to my mum, because I wanted to go to the 1975 in America, because I have a friend who lives there. So I thought, I'll be easy, don't need a hotel. But she was like, you'll hate the American crowd. She was like, don't go, you'll hate it. They just don't vibe, they don't
Quite
dance.
tame.
Yeah.
It's
And
got the clubs in Vegas though, isn't it? That seems a bit tame as well. I guess it's more showy though, is it?
Yeah.
As long as you look good.
yeah.
I guess Coachella might be a bit like that, but
Well,
it's a bit hit and miss,
like,
that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all like celebrities and stuff, isn't it? So they're probably just all off their
But
faces.
some guy on
just
TikTok
for
said
it.
like this is what like an economy or standard entry or whatever it's called like looks like, and it looked like a normal festival. To be honest, you had your drinking area, so you couldn't take a beer with you to the crowd.
Yeah.
But like part of it did look jokes though. I think sometimes like when Coachella's showed off, it's like through the influencer, so it's kind of like it's all showy, isn't it? Whereas
you
if
see it all on TikTok, don't you?
Yeah, it's all like for
yeah.
show, isn't it? But I'd love to go as just a random. This is what an average person goes through, and it's just like people setting fires, and it's like this is what it actually looks like, not just some like bull crap. All right, is that most of the festivals?
I don't know if you've got any other
Would you
questions.
recommend any UK festivals? Obviously, we'll go on to Reading in a second.
I would definitely recommend Truck if you're into like indie music, and
yeah,
it's a really nice one to go to, because again, like the crowd was so mixed, no trouble, and because it's quite small, it just feels nice. And yeah, we camped in the Zodiac part, which is like the nicer camping, and it was only like what £50 more, and I just thought you get your nice toilets, you get space.
Toilets would be another thing, I guess.
Oh my god,
they're like the worst things ever.
Oh god, it is that trauma.
Yeah, Boardmasters was horrendous.
Ali saw some honestly, his first impression, I think, was someone was injecting himself. I think this is his first toilet he went in. First impression. I was like, I'm not the greatest at like showing people stuff. I'm traumatized.
Welcome to the UK.
Exactly. I was like, just open the door. It's like mystery box. Just see what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's disgusting, but I would definitely recommend Truck.
Yeah,
it's a good one to go to.
What do you reckon? You've only gone Boardmasters, haven't you?
Boardmasters the only UK one I've done.
What about any that you've heard about? What about Wireless? That'd be more your sort of vibe, I guess.
Yeah, but then you just get all this shit.
I had my ticket robbed at Wireless though. Yeah, like you said, it's hip hop, isn't it? It's just bell ends, to be honest, sometimes. But it's, like you said, the music's alright, except that's your genre.
Yeah, if you're into the music and you like the lineup,
I'd go for the music, to be fair. But like Glastonbury, I'd love to just go just to see like that's what peak UK festival might be.
See, I don't think I'd do UK, but
yeah, just go abroad.
Because any of the music I'd listen to is American.
Yeah,
so, like you got the Grey Day,
Suicide Boys and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see Suicide Boys.
You should have gone to the gig. Like,
I'm so annoyed.
I'm sure they'll go again though. Like I said, I'm going to let people know as soon as they come back UK.
Yeah.
Because that gig was probably one of my wildest gigs.
Oh my god,
I've
I'm so annoyed I couldn't go.
It was, every song was like mosh pit.
Yeah.
But I think everyone was quite like friendly though, because that's the sort of like hip hop where it's like, weird lyrics, isn't it? I guess it's like damaged people like just helping each other out, and it's not like, oh look at my chains and bottle and look at dickhead vibes, is it?
Yeah.
It's emotional like rap, so it's kind of like people care for each other at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like N-Dubs vibes.
Oh my god.
It was a fight every time, wasn't it? There's so many fights. We did.
Yeah, there was a video went on TikTok of somebody pissing on the floor in the middle of the crowd, and it was literally right in front of us. So, yeah.
I have to admit, I have done that at Reading.
Have you got a shiwi?
Yeah.
No.
Was that outdoors?
Yeah.
Okay, this was
Not
indoors.
I would never do that. That's wrong.
Well, it needs must, isn't it? I mean, imagine if you're waiting. You're a waiter as well, though, isn't it? Because the amount of time you've waited in a crowd is a joke.
It's insane. So I think the longest I've done is 13, 14 hours for the 1975.
Imagine me then.
In Cardiff, outside, in -5 degrees.
That's fine.
I got so ill.
What?
That doesn't matter.
In Thailand, we were still at most of the day.
Yeah. I stand up for an hour and my back goes.
Oh man, isn't it?
Yeah,
you need that deck chair thing, isn't it? That goes to the back of your legs.
I'd happily, in the middle of 10,000 people, I'd just sit on the floor. Just be happy.
But I've never done. I'd be interested to see. I guess if you're waiting for an act, you're waiting at the front of the barrier, isn't it? Because that's our dedicated fans, isn't it? Imagine being an artist going like, these people have like waited like.
You see, like
mental.
You see on like TikTok and stuff, like artists when they recognise like people, Wet Leg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they've obviously just toured with Harry Styles.
I showed him that on the way down in there saying, I can't believe these.
Do you know what? I went to Harry Styles and I actually thought they were alright. They were really good. I know they're just a bit weird, aren't they? But it's fun. And they recognised like some of the girls like every night gone to see Harry Styles, and I was like, that's literally me at 1975.
Yeah.
Like Matty must know who I am now.
Surely in 1975, I feel like he'd be the sort of guy that would notice like some sort of diehard fans there, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
You'll see your story from 1975, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
New tattoo, wouldn't it?
Well, okay, so
No.
so I went to Finsbury Park because they headlined, right? And I know one of the guys who does security because he does like all the festivals and stuff. His name's Ash, lovely guy, great guy.
Shout out, Ash.
And then
Ashes,
he was like, oh, I'm going on my break now, and like they go on their break backstage. He was like, have you got anything to sign that I can try and get Matty to sign? I was like, oh, he's not going to sign anything, is he? He's Matt Healy, like, come on. So all I had on me was like the back of a vape box, and I was like, yeah, I ripped it up and I gave it to him. And then he texted me while I was in the crowd saying, right, I've just given Matty your vape box, and I was showing him selfies of you. And he kept scrolling and saw your nudes. And I just started bawling my eyes out, literally like happy tears, obviously, because I was like, oh my god, like I've loved this man for 10 years and he's seen me naked. Wow. And he wrote me a note on this vape box saying, Katie, I would love Matty. And I was like, my standards for men are up here now. Like if Matty Healy would, that's it. That's my standards.
Can't
now.
settle for less than Matty, you know.
No, definitely not. That's
New
it.
tattoo. Imagine, like Logic. If Logic's did that to you, I bet you would.
I'll get on all fours.
When you idolise someone for so long, though,
It's mad,
just,
really, yeah.
You got Logic tattoo. I'll show Katie that. Let's see.
Yeah, I've got
You've got quite a few bands.
two 1975 tattoos. I'm gonna get 2 more. I've got a Bring Me the Horizon tattoo, and my other tattoos are like theatre tattoos because I'm into theatre as
But
well.
you said with music artists, do you think you'd grow out of the artist and then regret that tattoo, or do you reckon you'll always listen to them?
I think I'll always listen to the 1975.
Because I saw a
It's
TikTok
difficult.
with the Sempiternal, you know,
Yeah.
like that one. They're
The
getting that
circle.
removed because it's like they're growing out of that phase, isn't it? And I was like, oh damn. Like, imagine part of it would be like lit life, but
Yeah.
I know another part would just be like,
Yeah, but then
as long as Logic doesn't turn out to be a nonce or something.
So you go down the route, you get someone's face tattooed on you, they turn out to be a pedo,
Exactly.
murderer, or something like that, and you're fucked.
It's jokes, isn't it?
Matty Healy could run
Really
over a
body,
puppy
wouldn't
and
it?
I'd be like,
Exactly.
what did the
I mean,
puppy do?
running over a puppy don't really matter, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
To a certain extent. I mean, running over a baby would be a bit worse, wouldn't it?
No, you better.
Would it?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think we probably covered most of that, have we? Festivals. So we crack on. If you're, I don't know when this is going to be out. You're going to go to a Reading Festival.
Yeah.
Or 2023.
So it's probably about a year after.
So who's headlining Reading this year?
So on Friday we've got Sam Fender and
Mhm.
Foles. They're the 2 main headliners. On Saturday we've got 1975 and
Alright.
The Killers, which I'm really
Which you
excited
don't know
for.
how to get this 2 stages, do you?
Yeah, so you've got 2 main stages at Reading now, which they've changed over the years. And the 1975 are on one and The Killers are on the other, and it's literally like one end of the festival. So I've got a 5-minute gap between both acts, and I'm just gonna have to like run, like sprint.
Yeah.
Because my friends were like, oh, just leave the 1975 early. And I was like, who are you talking to? Like, that's
But then you said
blasphemy,
you could
no.
probably push through, couldn't you? I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think I'll be alright. To
I'd
be honest,
push
I'd
through both.
rather stay at the 1975 and then be at the back of The Killers
Mm-hmm.
than miss them.
Well, if you care about the 1975, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then it's like, at least you're there for the vibe of the Killers, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
You don't necessarily
I've
need to-
always wanted to see The Killers as well. Every time Reading lineup comes out, I'm like, oh my god, please be The Killers. So now they're on this year. I'm really excited for it. So I'm gonna try and get my way through somehow. I'm sure it'll be alright. And then who's doing? Oh, Sunday is Imagine Dragons and Billie Eilish.
Oh, Billie Eilish should be cool, to be honest.
She's good live.
Did you see her bring out that Glock big t-shirt? Billie Eilish.
Yeah, who is that?
I don't know, but he brings out a TikTok person. I
Oh,
wonder
right.
if she might do that in Reading. I don't know. Whether
God
he's
knows.
just touring around with her at the minute, but I
have
think
no
she
idea.
seems like a vibe, to be honest. She
She's
does seem
really
quite
cool. She puts on a really good production.
Yeah.
I saw her. She did Reading a couple of years ago. I can't remember what year.
Her age as well, like wild
20.
is what she's doing. But
2019, I think she did. But she was on like 4 p.m. in the afternoon,
what?
and she had the biggest crowd Reading's ever had because they like took like the drone pictures, and yeah, it was just insane.
wild.
So it'll be good to see her headline.
One request I'll say for you is see if you can see Sleep Token,
Do you know what?
because I
So
think he's going to sell out that tent. I
I-
think they've undersold him. I'm
I
going
would
to say
love
that.
to see Sleep Token, but
Yeah.
he clashes with the 75.
Wow,
Literally, they clash the same
with
time.
that,
Yeah.
that's mental. Why do they put them on at the same time?
I know. I'm
Because
really
nobody likes
gutted because
him.
I wanted to see him. I really wanted to go because I love him, but
I feel like they've signed him like they signed that band way too early because I think he's blown up throughout that whole year.
Yeah, no, I think so.
So I do think the tent's going to be packed with him.
Yeah.
But the way how they dress, if it's a heat wave for Reading, which I don't know, the weather's saying different, but it's all black and like rose. He's going to be sweating out. Reading last time was sweating out.
Oh, it's so hot. My friend's going to Sleep Token.
Oh,
and he was like, I'm going to buy like the robe and everything and dress up. And I was like, it's going to be sick.
I did say I'll try and get tickets to see him like end of the year. Yeah. I'd love to go to just their gig and see what they like tailor for the night.
Yeah,
I'd like going to a Suicide Boys gig, like the whole night's tailored to them. So like the whole, rather than a festival, it's like, they set up the stage quickly for like 40 minutes. So Sleep Token would be interesting. Like the whole vibe would just be like church vibe or something. And then like some weird goth vibe. But.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Right. What else was Reading? Camping.
Yeah.
Should we say we recommend? Would you say it's better to camp closer to the main stage area or further away? What's the pros and cons?
So Reading.
I know some, but I'll let you run with it.
Reading's literally known for their camps. So you've got purple and orange camp. If you like your drugs, you go to purple, and if you like your tent fires, you go to orange. That's what it's known for. They're known to be a bit crazy. So I always go in green, which is still a really good time. Like everyone's lively, but it's you're not gonna get your stuff set on fire, and you're not gonna get roofied or anything. So you're safe. Yeah. And that green is right next to the arena as well. And I've only camped in green and yellow was alright as well. But I would say if you're doing the whole weekend, camp, because otherwise you just got to come in and out.
Early bird as well.
Yeah, I always go early bird for Reading. I think with any festival it's good to go early bird.
Because what happens on the Wednesday, Thursday night then?
Usually there's like silent discos, which this year you had to pay for Reading.
Really?
Yeah, you had to pay 30 quid for your headset. Which just seems mental.
What's the thing, is it? Like, because I remember Boardies, that was mental to be honest, but you had to pay for like the little headphones, but you give them back, I think. But
yeah, so I think we paid £30 and then they were like, we'll give you 20 back at the end of the weekend, but...
Would you do a silent disco? It's a bit cheesy music.
I love silent discos. So I went to one at Truck and, they have like the 2 channels.
Yeah.
1 minute I was listening to Feeding to the Lions and the next I was listening to the Proclaimers and I was just like, this is so good.
Yeah, it is a vibe.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Have you seen it from the outside looking in?
I haven't been silent disco.
I mean, the one at Boardies, they had like 2 DJs and they were battling each other, and you can see like the listeners from each DJ, so you can see who's playing the banger and who's just playing some absolute. They're gonna have to turn their game up. So everyone's just see like blue lights in their ears, just singing along, and it's like, oh, what are you on? It's like, I don't even know. I think my headphones are broken. I said, I don't even know what I'm listening to be fair.
Silence.
Yeah, exactly. It's just partying to my own tune. But yeah. I think the first 2 nights, it's good breaking as well.
Yeah.
So which I guess leads on. If you're first going to a festival, would you recommend early camping then?
Yeah, I would always recommend it just to get a good spot for your camp, especially if there's a big group of you going.
Breaks you in a little bit to the lifestyle as well, doesn't that?
Exactly, because then come the Friday, you're already pretty dirty.
Gammy, yeah.
And you're already kind of settled in. Whereas if you get there Thursday, it's packed. The queues are so long to get in, so it's just worth. At least if you go on the Wednesday or whenever the early bird day is for your festival.
Yeah.
You can chill. It's not like you've got anything else to do.
Would you recommend like the showers and stuff like? Is that whether you pay more for like different units? Because
I would definitely recommend a shower at least once during the time you're there. If not, as a girl, take like your wet wipes, your femme products and all that.
Like that, wouldn't it? I mean, the showers weren't too bad. Though,
outdoor showers, you just stand there and everybody can watch you.
Yeah, it was all outdoors. Like,
that's
but no one was butt naked though. Like, I think you just wore like swim shorts and you just That's actually like the facilities. In Tomorrowland, I would recommend
even the toilets, like everything's clean.
Yeah,
it's really well done. To be honest, you can tell that the budget's pretty decent for Tomorrowland, where everything was kind of clean. The walking as well, whether it rained or not, I mean, it didn't for us, but it's all wooden panelled.
Yeah.
So obviously there'd be holes after a while, isn't it?
Yeah, just jokes when you might fall through a massive hole.
Yeah, they kind of like patch it, but the budget is so different. Like, I couldn't really.
Well, it's massive, isn't it?
Yeah. So I couldn't really. I mean, the camping was absolutely fine, to be honest.
Yeah, the fact we got there on the day...
That was early bird, because you had the first night was like this welcome party. So rather than all the DJs going to the main festival site, there's a camping village.
Ah, right.
So,
okay.
like,
that's cool.
There's a stage linked where all the food stalls are and, like, shops and everything. There was, like, a little awakening or whatever it's called, isn't it? It's like an immersive experience. And that we got wild at that.
We got absolutely fucked.
The first night, I said, let's just send ourselves. And it was like... And it's actually a trek, like, to the main stage from our camping, wasn't it? It took time.
So bear in mind, we got there a day early. We still camped fucking miles away.
Yeah.
It was so packed though, wasn't it? Like,
but then you got all the glamping, you got all the fucking like villa.
Yeah,
building
you
it
get
It goes
all
like
bougie,
that
like
shit,
Coachella,
Yeah.
isn't it? If you wanted to pay a lot of money, you could make it look pretty
Yeah.
fancy, to be honest, to sell it, couldn't you? But like where we were, even at Early Bird, the campsite was still packed, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I said, just to guarantee yourself a half decent spot, and rather you're not camping next to the toilets or something.
Yeah. Oh my god, that'd be the worst.
We did some with boardies where the car park's basically there
Yeah.
at one side, and you got the gate, and then you start the camping. So where we had one part where we we were camping, one girl that we were with, she literally got all the alcohol out. You can't get it through the security. Just lobbed it over the fucking gate, sort of thing. Like, she had decent sort of
Yeah.
power on her, to be honest. So she could probably smuggle it. So some parts it like helps being near the car because you could
Yeah.
just smuggle like whatever. But
Yeah. That's
I guess
true.
I can't recommend that. I should do whatever. I mean, there's some parts where you like dig a hole, isn't it? Like weeks before the festival,
you
and then
bury
dig
it
it
Yeah,
back
people
up.
go
Like,
find it. Yeah.
I think that's well savvy. Or like you just hold a ladder and put high vis jacket on and just walk through everywhere, and put you in a
Yeah, you
wheelie
see-
bin and just
Oh
walk
yeah,
through
walking
somewhere.
with a bin like, I work here.
Yeah,
it's fine.
exactly.
I saw
could
people
try it with you too,
for boardies that's just gone. They printed out fake wristbands and they got in
That's wild, isn't it?
just print like paper ones. And obviously festival bands aren't paper, are they?
No.
Half the time. So
You'd like to think like the security's probably me like our age, isn't it? So we
Well,
couldn't care less, could
when
we?
you think about all you do when you go in
Volunteer,
is
isn't
shoot your
it?
band, you just do that. As long as they can
Exactly.
see it on your arm. I mean, why not? If you can.
What other people were taking it off and then giving it to someone else, wasn't
Yeah.
it? So like if you wanted to take me back to camping, you'd go past, give me the wristband, and
Yeah.
I'll put it on and go through. No,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You find ways. I mean, I don't know if we can promote that, but if you do like a few festivals, you know certain loopholes, don't you? I
Yeah,
think.
no, definitely.
And you know that quite a few people are volunteers, and I think they kind of just chill with it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one at Glastonbury. He was confiscating all the drugs. He got admitted because he overdosed on the drugs he confiscated. Because
What
like
an
some
idiot.
people we know, like they work for the FMS, you know, the Festival
yeah.
Medical Service.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, the security guy got admitted because he just overdosed on all the
Sad.
drugs he comes. We're all the same, you know what I mean? It's just all humans.
Yeah.
It's just all jokes. So I guess you just roll with it. So
That's quite funny.
is that the end? I don't know any other mad stories. Yeah? Have you got any mad stories? Well, you've got quite a few, but I think we've already said them on pods. Some of them.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones me and you've done together. I mean, I've had a few. We could speak actually. Solo. You've gone to it solo.
Yeah.
Would you say that you've had more fun sometimes solo than you have with a big group initially? Because you know
Yeah.
sometimes you split up with your group, you spend most of your festival
Yeah.
looking for your mates, don't you? Or do
Yeah.
you just send yourself? You don't really care, is
To be
it?
honest, there's so many different, people you go with and you make friends and,
Exactly.
some of your friends might not want to go see the same artist and you're like, well, I'm not missing them. So you go on your own and then you end up just wandering around. Sometimes at Reading I come back at night and my friends are like, where the hell have you been all day? And I'm like, just drenched, I'm like soaking wet or like, half my clothes are missing and they're like, you look like you've been through the trenches and I'm just like, oh God.
I've had time of life.
Yeah. But it's fun doing it on your own as well.
Exactly.
It's a different experience.
I think it depends, like, one, I guess, how wavy you are, I guess,
Yeah.
but how, like, networking, like, how good you are with people, like, new people,
Yeah.
like, are you quite good at bonding in there? Because I could probably vanish and gone most of the night,
Yeah.
and then come back with, like, a group of people, it's like, oh, these
Yeah.
randomly there, isn't it? Like,
Well, my group of friends that I'm like really good friends with now, we've met through Reading.
yeah,
And,
Exactly.
most of my friends now I've met because I've bumped into them at crowds at gigs or, and they all live all over the country. So it's quite nice.
nice to make, like, your little
Yeah.
festival group, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
every time you reunite, it's kind of like at
It's
that
nice,
festival,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, no, exactly.
And you know, like, what exactly... I guess that's your impression of them, though. Like, have you ever seen them outside of a festival setting, or was like, that's the only way how
Yeah.
you know? You know, like, the couple that we knew, isn't it? The only time I know them is for a mosh pit, probably.
Oh, yeah, I know,
Because
I
of
get
how
you.
wild they are.
It's, Tabby and Chris, yeah. So, they're funny, though, because...
They're wild, aren't they?
They met at Sam Fender like
That's
a year
sick,
ago,
man.
and they they're so happy
Do
now.
whatever.
And
They're like-minded, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, it's quite cool that you meet, like, your people.
yeah,
to be
well
fair.
they're now in a relationship, so you never know who you're going to meet in a crowd.
So you just keep sending yourself, man.
Yeah.
Get in a mosh. Straight face.
You just got to have the confidence to be
Suicide
on your
bomber, I
own
think
and
you'd be
speak to
like-
people, I guess.
Yeah, I fucking hate people.
Or
so-
Logic. I mean, when you was talking about Logic, that was... What was that? That was seated, wasn't it? So you couldn't really... The people that you go with, you kind of seated with.
Yeah.
So that's the first sort of gig I've gone to. I think Drake was seated, actually. But you go with the people you're with then. Like,
Yeah.
that's different, isn't it? Like, I guess you've gone to seated gigs, isn't it? Like Queen and things, did you?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was all seated.
Yeah, that was seated.
That's different. I like being in the stalls, I think. Like, mixing.
On
So
the
it depends what
floor.
you like, isn't it? Some
Depends
people like
if
their
you
own
go
space. and-
purely for the artist as well.
Yeah.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
You literally just want to see them. You don't
Yeah.
care about anything else.
But sometimes the people can amplify that. Do you feel like with Suicide Boys, being in the stalls. The music's insane. You're loving that. But the people are mad wearing ballets and just having fun. Like at the same time, they make it even more memorable.
Yeah.
Because you know the artist is going to be decent anyway because you like them.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not disappointing. I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? It depends how much of a people person you are, I think.
I go to gigs on my own all the time. Like, I did the whole of the tour in January on my own, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I met so many different people that I now go to the same gigs with in different places over the country. So,
exactly.
It's, you just get talking
but
to people.
I guess you can talk to anyone, though. I guess
I'll
you
talk to anyone, yeah.
It's done you a second guess, isn't it? It depends. You doing sober as well when you're drinking.
Yeah, literally.
So,
half the time I go to gigs, I'm either like driving or I've got somewhere to go, so I can't really drink. And because I'm queuing all day, if I drink, I'm going to need a wee. So I'm like, no.
Exactly, especially for queuing, yeah.
Yeah, so the best thing to do when you're like queuing and, you want to be at the front, just talk to people, because otherwise you're just going to be bored stiff.
Exactly, you just be stood there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Especially 14 odd hours, like.
It's
Just the pure silence.
It is
it's
insane.
like torture, isn't it?
It's crazy. It is crazy.
I think that's covered most of it. I mean, there's one thing that we would say is, to anyone who's thinking about going to a festival first time then, what would you say would be an essential? You could just say one item, like to tell them to pack for sure.
Battery packs for your phone.
But could you get them at a festival?
Yeah, you can buy them at most festivals, I think. Like, you rent them out and you swap them every day. But I always take at least like 4 or 5 of my own. Just because, you want your phone, don't you?
Even the reception just goes, though.
Yeah,
but,
we had no signal at Truck. There was no signal.
It always goes there, doesn't it? Every festival goes, like...
You want to take videos, you want to be able to, like, take pictures with you and your friends and, remember it. So, you want your phone, and I'd say that's definitely essential.
What about you, mate? I wouldn't really know personally.
I'd say the same thing.
Sun
Because
cream?
everybody lives
Turns out how hot it
Depends
is.
where you're going, doesn't it?
Tomorrowland we definitely needed that. That was wild.
Snow bombing, we definitely needed it.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, literally, you'd go to a place full of snow. I didn't really expect it. And the first day, because he got the goggles, he had like this mad sunburn. He went to the hotel and just felt the heat, and it was like, I think we're burnt, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
I imagine like essentials for guys and girls are completely different. Now I think about it, I imagine guys, their essentials are like
it's not
tent, chair, sleeping bag.
It generally is.
Whereas
it's not even that.
As a girl, I'm like, I need my tent. I need comfort. I need wet wipes, dry shampoo. Like, I think.
Deodorant definitely.
5 different 1,000 outfits.
I'd say roll on like 48-hour thing, because it's like I wouldn't necessarily always do the shower option. I wouldn't say. It depends like what you like, and it turns out like. But I always feel like it was alright compliments, I guess, like how you smell with some people you're with. But roll on like 48-hour, I think like you feel alright. Depends how smelly you get. I guess I'm not too bad. I wouldn't say.
You just turn up.
Yeah.
Your phone's in your hand, and you just turn up. You don't need anything, even a tent. Who cares? Just sleep on the floor.
Fine, I didn't know,
Well, go someone else's.
Go stay at someone else's for a reason to like actually find shelter.
It's funny because I do think it's completely different. Because girls, obviously, we think I need at least 3 outfits for every day, just in case it rains or in case the weather's a bit different.
I love one outfit. For
we've had some people like
when we bring 2 pairs of boxes
inside out. Yeah. But there were some people that were with. They had like full blown trolley, and they had like. I get it with the alcohol, because I guess when you first enter a festival, isn't it? Like, that's the only time you can bring cans, isn't it?
Half the time,
glass bottles. But, like, some people, like, you can tell how high maintenance some people are. Like, they bring, like, full-blown suitcases.
Yeah, I literally take a duvet with me and, like, a blow-up bed, pillow, blankets, chair.
You say you need decent night's sleep, though, isn't it? I remember
you do need to sleep.
Need that,
otherwise
don't you?
You're just going to be miserable, and you're going to be hungover, and if if you're drinking and then you don't sleep, you're just going to be a mess.
Can't be hungover if you never stop drinking.
Like, we could probably... I mean, like, Ibiza was jokes, wasn't it? At least we had a hotel, but I think we
But the last night on Ibiza...
We didn't sleep,
We got back and we were like, well, what's the point? And then I just stayed outside. I was like, fuck it, I ain't bothering. If I go in and sleep for half an hour, I'm going to die.
Oh my God.
And then I'm sitting in the airport like that. Like,
yeah, the airport crash, like, it was just...
God.
But... Sometimes if you're having a good time, like, you don't need to sleep, and I don't know if I don't feel like I need my like 8 hours. Like, if the vibe's good, I'm staying out. Like,
that's insane.
It depends if you like the dance music, because I know like with the lineup they have the curfew, isn't it? Like, you're not going to see 1975 play all night. If they did, you'd probably stay up all night though.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So if you like your little rave scene and stuff, isn't it? Then you could just stay on Social.
Yeah. Well,
like, that's where they go a bit wild.
At Reading, and I know most festivals they do like silent discos and like little things after the main arena's closed. So that usually keeps you up until whenever they shut.
It's like Glastonbury, isn't it? Like 5 a.m. See people raving. It's like, that's wild, isn't it? Have you just started your rave? Or you like doing it all night? Well, yeah, is that it?
I think so.
You think we covered it? Do you think we covered it?
Yeah, I think so.
So just check out a UK festival if you're from that.
Yeah,
Even if you're not from UK, just come to UK. Just
I definitely think
See how
even
shit
if you're
it
not
is.
from the UK, come to the UK, go to a festival, even go to a gig because it will be completely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely recommend it.
Well, I think one thing on our list is we have to do an abroad.
Yeah.
Hopefully bring me to that Malta one.
I really
I'm
hope
keen
Bring Me
for
to
that.
the Malt one. Yeah, they're
Well,
really
Suicide
good.
Boys is a random little festival or something.
Yeah.
They could do a grey day festival. I'm telling you, like, that'd be mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Could have gone to America this year. Done it. Why not?
Yeah,
Why didn't you?
Big first time.
Yeah, exactly. But that's for another day, I guess. But yeah, I think that's it.
Sound.
Roll on.
Yeah.
Next topic. Has there been any new music that you've been playing today? Normally it's a Friday, they bring out new stuff. Any new
I've
artists?
been into a band. They're not new, but I've been into a band called Bad Rabbits
Right.
lately. Yeah, they're
You've come out some proper
American.
weird stuff today.
Indie band.
I wouldn't say they're indie. I don't know what they'd call it,
Rabbits.
but no, they're really cool. They're kind of like funky, a bit. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's one band that you recommended, was like 49th and Main. That was a new
49th
band.
and Main, yeah, they're very good.
That you said it's a bit like Easy.
Yeah.
Easy Life, isn't that?
They're really chill.
Bad Rabbits with their 31.8k monthly listeners on Spotify. So
Where are they
Yeah.
from? UK?
No, I think they're American.
You can probably see it. They're going to buy at the bottom.
I don't know what
I'll quick
to do.
run through. So, the new music that dropped today, I'm going to run through, is Hosier dropped a new album, Unreal on Earth, Gig, Zero Tolerance, Quavo, Rocket Power, Mup, Tsunami J, Suicidal Rave, Lil Tecca, Kodak Black, Heaven on Earth, Just Juice, Push, whatever, Madness, Candy Astronaut, Lil Durk, Fuck You Thought, David, Notes from a Wrist, Plain White Tees, Would You Even, they're back
Ooh.
randomly, remember that? And Kilo in Snowfall Freestyle. They're the new ones. It's been a
They're
bit
from
quiet. actually.
America, so yeah, Boston.
Is that what they're saying? Alright. I might have to give them a go too.
Yeah, no, they're good vibes.
Your music taste is pretty decent, to be honest.
It's-
It's varied.
It
It
seems
is
very
really varied.
mixed,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it is. Because, 1 minute I'll
Music's
listen
music,
to like.
isn't it? Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. I grew up listening to like my mum's music, which is Take That, Backstreet Boys, Westlife, all the boy bands.
Yeah.
And then as I was growing up, I was like, oh, 5 Seconds of Summer are cool. One Direction's around now when I was in school. And then Fall Out
Musicals
Boy
as
and
well.
Panic at the Disco emo phase came,
Yeah.
which then led me to Bring Me. And now, obviously, the 1975
Yeah.
and
Makes you
Don,
appreciate all
Don
sorts.
Broco.
That's Suicide Boys.
Yeah, Suicide
Isn't it?
Boys.
It's all sorts, isn't it?
I
mean, that's
definitely
probably similar.
recommend Don Broco.
Yeah, they're
I
brilliant.
love Don Broco. They're so good.
Good live
And they're
as well.
really underrated.
They are.
I think they're
I'm not gonna lie.
insane. We've seen them, haven't we?
Yeah.
I've seen them a few
It was a
times
mad
now,
gig,
but we had a
too
good
far.
time, yeah.
That was that wild. Yeah, speaking of
Okay.
random music, like next episode we can talk about the lineup, I guess, then, isn't
Yeah.
it? We can actually determine our music genre, isn't it?
How
Yeah.
different everybody's.
I mean,
gonna
you'd be able to tell Kyle's, I think, quite easily, but I think
Yeah.
mine might be quite varied. It's a bit bipolar, I think, but we'll just run it at next episode. Have you got a fact?
No, I ain't got
Joke?
anything
You
like
got
that,
nothing?
no.
Just
No.
joke is just
Just
existence, is it?
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to another episode. You can find us on all streaming platforms under the SoulInsights Podcast. Please leave us a rating and review. Check out our socials, CSI Index,
TikTok and Instagram,
the Soul Insights Index,
YouTube.
Soul Insights.